Right. So why people even talk like he the best at? He didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30 or nothing.
He is good.
Okay. How can you? All that's just okay.
When's that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
If they fight, I think Shakur wins. I think Shakur wins.
Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but he typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back against the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall.
Boxing figures have shared divided opinions ahead of a potential clash between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Gervonta Davis voiced clear frustration while discussing Stevenson, questioning why he receives championship-level praise before fully proving himself against elite opposition. Davis argued that reputation alone carries little weight at the highest level, stressing that true respect is earned only after being tested and defeating top fighters inside the ring.
Contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course, he's now at 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right. So why people even talk like he the best at? He didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you? All that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you going to get hit.
Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri offer detailed analysis of the matchup, breaking down each fighter's strengths and public image. Paulie notes that Lopez is often underestimated, partly because Stevenson benefits from greater fame, visibility, and fan support. Many fans automatically favor Stevenson, but Paulie reminds everyone that fight night is where reputations are truly earned. He believes Lopez will rise to the occasion, using this moment to showcase his skill, toughness, and ability to win on the biggest stage.
Because Teofimo is at his most dangerous when he's counted out. And this is going to be one of those fights where he's going to be counted out. Because Shakur is looked at by and large as the guy who can dominate boxing in this generation, right? If it's just a matter of him getting the opportunity. I myself have felt that he's the guy who could and should be dominating boxing if he gets the right matchups. But bro, this is one of the rare matchups, if not maybe the only matchup, where I feel like is a big threat here to Shakur. And then it would all come undone only because of this reason. Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but he typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back against the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall, and he's just so damn good. But Teofimo has a way, when you're so damn good and he knows you're so damn good and everybody feels like you're going to beat him, there's just something about Teofimo, man. He brings out a different level and somehow supersedes that guy who is that damn good. I've seen it. We've seen it already. I'm not saying anything that anybody else hasn't already seen, okay? I'm just stipulating it. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know who wins this fight. Because again, your better head says Shakur, but then you think about, man, Teofimo. Again,
he's got the X factor.
He's got the
talent to
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Shakur is extremely talented and could be the face of boxing as far as being that good and being that dominant, even though no matter how good you are. But this is one of the rare fights where you can get beat. And I don't ever want to hear any of you tank nut huggers that he fights one Uber driver after another. If Shakur Stevenson loses this fight, I don't ever want to hear any of you saying, oh, well, what about Shakur now? Tank this, tank that. Tank fights the guy that delivers my pizza. He fights the guys in the back that are doing the production. He fights the truck driver. I don't want to hear because he would never have...
Lamont Roach views the matchup as one defined by Shakur Stevenson's control rather than chaos. From his perspective, Stevenson dictates pace through distance, timing, and discipline, forcing opponents to fight uncomfortably. Roach believes Stevenson's ability to read movement and disrupt offensive patterns would limit Lopez's explosiveness. Instead of a back-and-forth battle, he sees a technical display where precision and composure prevent Lopez from building momentum or sustained offense.
Okay, cool.
But and doing that, and so I was always going to fight this year. He knew that too. I was always going to fight this year. It was going to be either like a tune-up or something before I fought him, if we were to get that together.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
If they fight, I think Shakur wins. I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's gonna be like a super tough fight either. I think he just, his IQ will frustrate him. And
But wow, don't you think T.O. has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast,
I think so.
explosive?
But when you look at T.O.'s performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin. Who else?
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one
Hell
of the
yeah,
best in the
he
world.
did, and that a
He
hell
did
of a
that.
performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's gonna be just a skill match. I don't think he's gonna try to rough.
Roy Jones Jr. centers his analysis on preparation and execution instead of reputation. He explains that Lopez cannot afford any lapses in focus against a calculated fighter like Stevenson. According to Jones, Stevenson thrives when opponents hesitate or lose structure, capitalizing quickly with sharp counters and positioning. While acknowledging Lopez's talent, Jones warns that talent alone is not enough, emphasizing that Stevenson builds advantages patiently and makes momentum extremely difficult to reclaim.
How does Shakur beat T.O. and vice versa? Stylistically, how does T.O. beat Shakur?
Stylistically, T.O. got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's his only way to win. If he stays outside of boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer with some of the best feet in the game right now, and he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him, and he's going to be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo can definitely...
Rolando Rolly Romero describes the fight as a true 50-50 matchup, pointing to both fighters' championship experience and proven ability at the elite level. He sees no clear underdog, instead highlighting contrasting styles that could determine the outcome based on who imposes their approach first. Romero suggests that timing, confidence, and in-fight adjustments may matter more than pre-fight predictions, framing the contest as highly competitive and unpredictable.
I think it's a great fight. You'll really see, because I mean, at the end of it, they're both Olympians. They're both multi-division world champions. Tio is an incredible fighter, and Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very... Shakur coming out with
Barry Antoine Russell focuses on the best version of Teofimo Lopez, specifically referencing his performance against Lomachenko. He explains that when Lopez applies pressure with discipline and composure, he becomes extremely difficult to handle. In that form, Lopez controls the ring, dictates exchanges, and prevents opponents from settling into rhythm. Russell believes that if Lopez brings that same focus and intensity, he can disrupt Stevenson's timing and prove once again that his talent rises on the biggest stage.
It's 50-50. In order for you to participate in this sport, you got to have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature. Like he don't go outside of the boundaries on taking risks. So a lot of times you'll see him fight somebody that could be stiff competition, and it'll wind up being a born fight to a degree. That's why everybody was criticizing him for, oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. Now, just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot in this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. Right. But if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like